I am the Nature Hacker, and this is your world. Today I want to talk about Greece and exactly what's happening. Now, I've been watching a lot of videos. I've been very curious as to exactly what and why is happening in Greece. Why did it last so long? I remember hearing about it years ago. And so I was curious what is exactly happening. So I'm making this video after discovering exactly what did happen. And I'm going to share that with you. So what happened was back in 2009, Greece was starting to have trouble. I mean, the euro started in, I believe, 2001. So it's at that point it had been 8 years that they had a socialized currency. And the bigger a currency gets, the worse it gets. It's just, I'm going to go into this in my next video. My next video will be the solution to the financial system. So that will be my next video, and I will discuss exactly why communalized currencies, even national currencies, are bad, and what the solution is to them. But in this video I just want to explain Greece. So what happened was that, so in 2001 they had their currency socialized with all of Europe. Now what that means is that they all go into the euro with a certain amount of, you know, their old currency that got converted into new currency. Now they each had a piece of the pie. You know, the euro is a pie, and all the countries split it. Now what happens is when, you know, some countries are better at making money than other countries, so their part of the euro pie will grow. But if one person's part of the pie grows, what does that mean to all the other pieces of pie? That means at least one other piece of pie has to get smaller, right? Because there's only a finite amount of pie. Even if the IMF, which is the organization that's overseeing the euro and setting euro policies, even if the IMF prints more money, unless they're going to give that money only to the countries whose part of the pie got smaller, which means that there's two options with the IMF. Either they can maintain that all countries have the same wealth that they started with, which I mean, that's not going to work, because that means that if all countries have the same wealth, then what point is there to actually work hard? You know, there is no point in working hard. So the IMF has to let it float, let the pie piece sizes float. So that means countries like Germany, I don't even know, you know, to be honest, I don't even know what countries are doing well and what aren't in the Eurozone. But let's just say Germany's doing well, and let's say Austria is doing well or something. If these countries are getting bigger pieces of pie, their pieces of the pie are getting bigger, then some countries have pieces have to be getting smaller. Even if the IMF, what I was saying before, even if the IMF prints more money to cause, you know, more money to go into circulation, that money is going to be spread out among all the countries. So still the pieces of pie are going to stay right where they were without the inflation. You know, so it doesn't matter, you know, unless you're going to redistribute wealth, which is what I was saying. Printing money isn't going to increase the size of anybody's piece of pie. So what happens is, it only took 8 years, you know, for Greece's piece of pie to get so small that they can no longer survive. So anyway, so that's the basics of what is going on behind the scenes. Now, in 2009, that's what happened. Greece's piece of pie got too small. They couldn't keep up. They're like, hey, Germany, you're doing good. We need a loan. Can you give us some of your piece of pie? Your piece of pie got bigger. Ours got smaller. Can you help us with some of yours? Germany's like, I guess, just as long as you pay me back with interest. So, actually, that happened before. So that was in the mid 2000s or something. In 2009, Greece couldn't pay back Germany anymore. Okay, let's say 2005. I don't know the exact date. Let's say 2005, Greece's piece of pie got so small that they needed help from Germany. Germany's like, all right, lend you some money, but you have to pay me back. And Greece is like, okay, fine. I mean, I'll try to make more money to pay you back. But they couldn't make more money to pay Germany back. So in 2009, I believe it was 2009, they're just like, Germany, we can't make the payments anymore. And Germany's like, what do you mean? Can't make the payments? I mean, you owe us the money. And Greece's like, well, we don't have it. So then what happens is the IMF has what's called, well, I don't really know the official name, but it's a slush fund, which means that all of the countries contribute to this socialized fund, and if any country is in trouble, they can get loans out from that slush fund. So so that's what happened. Germany's like, well, we need you to pay us back. Like, if you don't pay us back, now this is the contagion comes in. Germany's like, if you don't pay us back, our banks are going to fail because we rely on you paying us back to pay our bills, you know, because we gave you money that we need to live on, you know. So what happened was the IMF steps in and they're like, all right, we're going to give Greece a loan for, I don't know, 300 billion. That way Greece can keep paying you back, Germany. But in 2015, which is now here, that money that we're giving them is going to run out. So, Germany, listen, this is the IMF speaking right now. Germany, you got 5 years, alright? You're going to keep receiving your payments from Greece for these 5 years, but once that's up, we can't guarantee that Greece is going to be able to pay you anymore. So what we suggest, what the IMF suggests is, Germany, learn to live without Greece's repayments. Because when 2015 rolls around, we're not going to be able to give Greece more money to pay you back, alright? So, that's where we're at right now. Now the IMF is like, look, we did all we could. We helped you, Germany, by giving Greece the money out of our slush fund, out of this socialized fund. We gave Greece 300 billion to pay you back with. So that way, Germany, you're not out that much. But what else can we do for Greece? I mean, it's not like we can keep taking out of the slush fund. What if another country has trouble? We can't take out of the slush fund to give. We can't use the entire slush fund just to prop up Greece. So that's where we're at, and that's why the other countries are just like, look, we don't